Welcome to the EndSeen podcast. I'm here again with Leah and Mark. My name is Shannon. Tonight we're going to be talking about some movies that you might want to consider for a date. Perhaps a first date, maybe a date with a partner. I feel like we've got lots of different, topics that we can explore here. So, generally speaking, when you guys think about dates and you think about movies, what are some things that come to mind for ideas?
I think we've talked about it quite a bit where most of the movies we watch are with people on dates. That's where I watch movies. I watch a ton of movies alone, but a lot of movies that I watch are with someone else or shown to me by someone else, like someone I'm dating. And I'd be sharing movies that I like to someone I'm dating. So I think movies and dating are very intertwined to me. But I don't have a particular style of movie that I show people.
I feel like personally, it's very subjective and it's dependent on the situation. It could be, even with the same person, depending on the day, we could want to watch completely different things.
Yeah, so the main thing people come to me for when they need a movie plug is for a Netflix and chill scenario. And it makes me super nervous because I just have a really corrupt taste in movies, and what I would watch on a date is probably I'm always okay, ask. It's usually the guy trying to flex on a girl. And
they're coming
hey,
to you
ask her
for
what
it.
mood she's in, what genre does she want, let's go off a director or something. I can't just pick any movie. It's a really hard one actually, and for myself, for one thing, but to be responsible for how your date's gonna go. I'm don't leave that in my hands. So yeah, it's tough, but I usually go by genre, and I really like horror as the genre for a first date. That just, medium horror. Doesn't need to be let's traumatize your crush, but just in a way that's ooh, get scared and hide into each other and be it's cute. It's classic. Mm-hmm. But that's just me. I feel that's not everyone's first thought.
I feel like people associate the word horror with gore and stuff, but no, horror is suspense.
No. Totally. Old horrors, super campy, and there's nothing really on screen that's happening. It's just the dread or the psychological factor. Yeah, there's so many subgenres of horror. I always make a point, date or otherwise, to ask what you can't do, because I'm realizing there's that's an important thing to does there's a website that's does the dog die, and there's little things like that for everyone. And so yeah, R-word scenes. Is that a weird way of saying it?
S.A. scenes.
Yeah.
S.A.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I've just been started using Common Sense Media or whatever, that website, because I didn't even know that was a thing. I have a lot of bad stories that'll come up later where I show a movie that is just gratuitous essay, and I had no idea, and so now I didn't even know you could Google websites that tell you every single terrible thing that's in a movie,
and it
it's
be
really
so
good.
Small and random too, but that's something to know about your partner for sure. But if I'm recommending movies, please tell me what you don't want to see.
And I feel it's almost guaranteed to happen at least once in your life by accident, that you end up in a situation where you're exposed to that and you're not prepared for it. Mm-hmm. And we also are going to talk about some palate cleansers or ways that you can kind of mitigate some of those experiences with your date potentially. But on that note, I think that safe go-to first date movie would be a good place to start. And so when I think about that, I think about something that's easy watching, but has some talking points in it, probably. Mm-hmm. Something that has good music, which I know is pretty subjective, but I wouldn't want to watch something too intense with somebody that I don't know very well. So if it's somebody that you don't know very well, what is your safe first date pick? And this is kind of a tough one for us because none of us like safe picks.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Do you have any, Mark?
I mean, Yeah, not really. This was my hardest one. This was my hardest one to think of, like a safe pick. I'm like, all of my movie picks are like totally freaky, and I picked one that it's like a movie I don't even really like. This is what I picked.
It would end up being one that I'd be like, okay,
like, I'm just
I
kinda
think
iffy on it.
if we scrolled through Netflix together, I could find one. I'm like, yeah, sure, this is chill. It's just like, no, I'm not gonna be like. I'm gonna be bored, but I guess okay. Another point, I'm getting ahead of ourselves here, but like another point is, how bored do you want to be during the movie? Because bored can be good for a day. Like, are you going to make it through the whole movie? So like, it doesn't have to be like a revolutionary movie for this one. It can just be like, like nothing crazy happens in it, and yeah, like unoffensive. I don't know. I guess the only thing on my list that I can kind of see that's like safe would be like After Hours. I don't know why I wrote that one down actually, but it's just a really good movie if you guys haven't seen it. So you can impress your date with a really good movie pick. But I don't even know if it's that romantic. It's safe though.
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily have to be romantic to set like a vibe. So I agree with what you're saying. Like, and when I'm talking about like, I don't know, like easy watching, it's kind of just like stuff that like isn't too heavy. So sometimes when you're watching stuff about like relationship dynamics on a first date, it can be weird.
A lot of pressure. Yeah. I did think about that.
The only one that I thought of was like Juno, but it's like, damn, are you like really trying to get pregnant on the first date?
That's some heavy relationship dynamic.
Yeah. So that's not like, it's a safe pick because it's like a cute movie and like easy enough to watch and like not watch. But yeah, you trying to like have a baby or not?
Yeah, I'd say like for me, safe. I don't have a specific safe pick, but I'd just say like animated movies, like comedy stuff and like heartfelt family stuff, and like something that's like not gonna have anything triggering in it, and also something that these also work into my Netflix and chilling pick for like something to watch when you want to bone down.
Right.
But I'll tell you my specific one later. But I just think like any animated movie is just easy to get into. They're funny, easy to look at, and you cannot pay attention to them really. So pretty safe. That's my safest pick possible.
I think nostalgic stuff too is actually like pretty cute stuff to revisit on a date.
Yeah, if you're trying to be wholesome, that's like one thing. And then with the animated, like if it's an anime, sometimes like if it's a language in general that you don't speak, it's easy to get distracted, because as soon as you look away from the screen, it's like, okay, well, what's happening now? Oh no, we're paying more attention to each other than the movie. Like that just, it happens. So I guess that's one category I would suggest is like a movie in a different language, and also you can see if they can read subtitles. It's a good it's a good
can we
filtration system. Yeah, can you? Yeah.
It also depends what kind of state you're in too. Like, I don't know, maybe you like do something before you watch a movie on the date and you're like, I don't know, had a couple drinks or something. Right. So this is all so dependent on like the situation. Guys. It's so situational, but these are just like general picks. Yeah. The safe picks, it's like, it's such a tough one.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have better suggestions.
Yeah.
We're not. This isn't a safe podcast.
This is the one where it's like you would want to like ask the person that you're with, like, what are you feeling right now?
Do like a 20 questions and then like go on my letterbox like list or like text me, but like you got to narrow it down by a mood, genre, like how much you want to pay attention to the movie. Like I need all those details if you're gonna come to me for that.
So I feel like that kind of like summarizes our safe picks, because
or lack of safe picks.
Yeah, I mean, sorry about that one, but I feel like this one will be pretty juicy, and I've been thinking about it quite a bit for the last while, and it's like your personal go-tos or like your personal picks. So ones that you've either like chosen to watch on dates with people or have watched and thought to yourself, yes, a date movie, perfect for me and my so-and-so. What do you think, Leah? Do you want to start us off?
Okay. Again, I'm weird. Any of my exes watching will tell you that probably corrupted them from date night movies. I don't know if I have necessarily go-tos in the sense like, oh yeah, this is what I show all the bitches, but like
every single one of you. Have you seen this one?
I will definitely rewatch.
You're being Leah'd.
I like 5 times. If I know someone hasn't seen it, I'll rewatch it again before I try like something new on Netflix. Like that's way too scary for me. So yeah, I'll go back. I also really love rewatching TV shows. So I feel like my go-tos have been TV shows. I also I date to marry. Just kidding. But I don't really have like Tinder hookups. So I don't really have like if you're coming to my house for Netflix and chill dates, you're going to have to watch the whole movie. And I might put a TV show on to rope you in for a second date. So I honestly my go-to is a TV series so that we have to the next episode comes out next Sunday and you have to come over next Sunday so you can see what happens. Like that's I think
that's a good strategy.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. And that's something that I also thought of too for my picks. Now I picked 2 sets of things for personal picks, and it would be for like first dates or like generally like you don't know each other, and then one for like your long-term partner, so like a date night on like for a long-term partner. And so for the one that would be for like you're just getting to know each other, I took a similar strategy in picking either Pearl, X, or Maxine, because you could also rope them into being like
it's a franchise.
Let's watch the next one, or let's watch the origin story, and
or have like a lesbian date where it just lasts all night and we have to watch
all
the
whole
3. Yeah,
we're committing.
Yeah.
And then moving in together right after.
Yeah.
U-Haul in it.
I booked the U-Haul, babe. Halfway through X.
Yeah, the director's filmography. We're just moving.
Yeah, and the reason why I picked those is because it's like suspenseful, but again, not that scary because it's kind of like a time period piece. So it's like, it's not going to get you that freaked out if you're on a date. I don't know. I should let you all speak for yourself. Or speak for myself.
Yeah, that trilogy, if you guys don't know, they have like a kind of like an old school slasher style to them. Yeah. So I feel like that actually is somehow more accessible to people sometimes than other types of horror, even though it can be like super gory. It's like it's familiar.
You almost know what to expect. You're like, oh, it's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen now.
Exactly.
It's gonna happen.
They all die in the end. Maybe one survives. Like, it's like that.
But it's pretty sexy.
It's cool, and it's strong female boss bitch lead, and sexy moments. I don't know. It was a great trilogy. So
out of the 3, my favorite. Have you guys all seen?
I've
all
only
3?
seen one of them.
Okay. Which one did you see?
One, Pearl.
Oh.
Or I don't know which one. Or maybe X. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did it have Kid Cudi in it?
I don't remember it, like at all. No.
Can't speak on it.
I don't remember it at all.
Was it on a date?
No, I watched it on my own, but I was drunk and I just don't remember it. And that's why I didn't really like it, because I didn't watch it with anyone, and I was like,
well, sometimes I
should probably rewatch them.
Be like, did you watch this movie? And I'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, why don't I remember it? It's because I was dating somebody and I probably didn't make it till the end, even though I just said nowadays if I'm putting you onto something, I'm gonna make you watch it till the end, kind of,
and pay attention.
Yeah, and you better pay attention.
There's a quiz.
But if they're like, sometimes if the movie's boring me because they put it on, okay, sometimes I don't. But
the other one was with partners, or like somebody that you've been around for a long time, and I like to try and find movies that are like about couples, and like ones that are about not just like any old regular couple, but just like psycho couples, like killer couples, or like psychological thrillers with couples. Yeah, you definitely.
I have Natural Born Killers on my list, which I was hesitant because I don't know if it's like relationship goals. But I just love that movie. I'm sorry, I love it. It was cute.
Yes, no, I feel the same way, and like, like any sort of kind of Bonnie and Clyde type stuff. Like, that's a good example. This other one that I watched, it's also kind of like a bit older, but Drugstore Cowboy. I love that one. It's about like these couples that just like rob a bunch of like drugstores and hospitals for their good time. Yeah. Another Day in Paradise would be another one that's kind of similar to that. But yeah, those are like my
What was the one that I put?
Picks.
in the chat. Do you guys remember what I said?
Oh, was it?
It took me so long to find what it was called, and now I forget.
It was those two.
It was two people's names.
Yeah, two people's names, Queen or something. I forget
Oh yeah, something in Queen. Slim
and Queen.
Yeah.
Is that what
Anybody?
Yes.
If you guys see that on
Queen and
on
Slim.
Crave, Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim.
It was very cute. It was like Thelma and Louise, but straight. It was cute. I loved it.
Actually, that's funny that you mentioned that because I was listening to CJSW on Friday and Ryan, shouts out Young Kamaji, played a song that was featured on that, and Queen and Slim mentioned.
Queen and Slim mentioned.
It's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ben.
Personal go-tos?
My personal go-to, I've talked about it with you guys off camera, and this is like a freak movie pick.
Oh.
It's like I pick Videodrome. I show it to everybody. I show Videodrome.
We're going to talk about Videodrome every episode of this podcast.
No, we didn't talk about it.
That
on the last
features
one.
Mark on there.
Yeah. I feel like into a relationship, you're going to definitely get some Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Some body horror, some Gaspar Noé. That's when I start dipping into that terrain. So
that's when I start
fair.
breaking
That's
up
only
with
if I
someone.
really like you. It's only if I really like you or really hate you.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I just pick it because it's like it's an absolute freak test of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you like that movie, you're absolutely a fuck freak. You're probably into some sexual things. It's also like it's a horror movie. It's a psychological thriller. It takes a little bit of intelligence to understand it. Like if I watched that movie and someone didn't understand it, that would be it. That'd be the end
Horny
of that
and
dating.
perplexed.
Horny and confusing. And kind of demented, and also just like a good movie with good body horror and blah blah blah. That's why I pick it. Just like I show everyone I've ever dated that movie,
Wow.
like and very early on.
If you're interested in Mark, watch that movie first.
Yeah.
No,
No,
save
you
it for
wait
me.
for it, yeah.
Save it for me, darling. Okay. Next one. If you want to test your partner. So this is so subjective. Like, this is really a hard one.
Yeah, what do we mean
How
by
are we
test?
testing
How do we
Okay,
define
you
that?
can interpret this the way that you want to, I think. Like, if you want to test if they're, like, misogynistic or, like, test their tastes or test, how smart if they can keep up. Like, can you read the subtitles?
How much can you put?
Can
Are
you
you
read the
secretly, like, racist? Like, you know, take them there.
Yeah, if they cheered during that
Or
part
like
in American
visually,
History
like
X.
like show them some visually disturbing stuff. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
test their triggers and
Yeah,
boundaries.
I've done this. I like fed my partner a salad while watching like a disturbing scene in The Substance, and he had to leave the room. Like, I felt
Did he fail the test or did
He
pass?
failed. I mean,
Don't you want them to like to be?
I set him up to
not
fail.
freaked all the way. I want them to be less scary than me. Because okay, it depends if I'm dating a girl or a guy. Because when a girl is freaky, it's like hell yeah. But when a guy is like too like
Into the Donnie Darko
yeah. I'm like, okay, you don't get to like that
tattoo and everything. You're like, oh shit.
Tattoo and
Okay,
everything.
calm down. Yeah, so yeah, it depends what we're talking about here. But okay, wait, do I have a test movie? Okay, the one that came to my mind was Midsummer. I think I was
Perfect
just like
test movie.
a movie that portrays like this could happen to you as a man. Like I could do this to you. Always remember that you could end up like him.
Yeah, it's a threat.
That's how I feel about
Yeah, that's basically what I mean by test.
That's how I feel about teeth. No, I'm just kidding.
Teeth.
That's a scary thing to say about myself. But no, I like how you're thinking, and that's what made me choose Gone Girl.
Wow, okay, that one is like really that's like 4 months into a relationship.
Only if
I
they
might
haven't
show
seen
them
it
Gone
though.
Girl.
You
Only
guys
if-
are picking threats of movies.
I thought this was to test them.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
that's
good.
good.
I like that.
I better be. That's like the next stage in our relationship.
Oh,
is like,
so
okay.
if you're like deep 4 years in a relationship, and they're like, we should have a baby, you're like, honey, we're watching Rosemary's Baby tonight.
Watching
Rosemary's
Eraserhead.
Baby, Eraserhead.
Tonight.
Yeah,
It's going down.
yeah, that's true.
It's
What
good.
else
I feel
to
like
test
I feel like
them?
I have a much more wholesome test. Is that
What was yours?
being John Malkovich?
So what's the test?
The test is that
Are you John Malkovich?
Are you a lesbian or are you an egg? Because
What if you are both?
that movie is funny and absurd, and if you are secretly an egg, it'll get it out of you.
By the end.
I mean, an egg is secret, I guess, by definition. What is an egg? It's like a trans person who hasn't figured it out yet. So,
Oh, I thought you were talking literal.
no,
Oh,
like
okay.
if you haven't figured
I
out that
don't
you're either
remember
a
that movie
lesbian
at
or
all.
trans, you watch Being John Malkovich and you go, oh, this has given me some ideas. That's my test. Is like.
Do you have any? So you want them to have some ideas?
No, I'm just curious. I just want to see if they do. If
What
they have
they
thoughts
say,
about it.
yeah.
I just want to see what they say about it. If they just go, "Well, funny movie," I just go,
Just
"Okay."
nudge them a little. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the test. Is like, see how gay they are.
Okay. I fuck with it.
Gayometer, freakometer.
The
You've
freak,
got
yeah,
all the
I have
age.
multiple freakometers. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
But
there's
different
levels
ones.
to the freakometer.
different levels and
To test
wholesomenesses
them,
of the
though,
freakometer.
I chose like raw, and like we had a submission on our Instagram that was bones and all. So
Yes,
it
very
seems
good,
like
Carl.
yeah, lots of people are on the same wave when it comes to like man eating, literally.
Man eating. Yeah, I mean, okay. So, okay. I think this is like a whole subgenre that's like for the girls. This is one that's for the girls. If you're a guy and into cannibalism, red flag. You're allowed to secretly like the movie. You can be like, Bones and All is a good movie, but girls devouring out of passion and lust is for girls. Okay? So let's just, okay? And then like, yeah, every movie in that type of genre, like there's probably more that isn't coming. Can you think of any other cannibalism movies? But like also reminded me of, like Hannah also said Nosferatu, which like, yeah, vampirism, same realm.
Yeah.
Trouble
Yeah,
every day,
exactly.
but that one's like more. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a couple.
Actually, guys can have a little bit of vampirism. They can be, because it's hot if you're like, yeah, my like male like lust is like the vampire. Fine.
But when he eats like the bloody kitty in Saltburn, I liked it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a cat. Sorry, okay.
No, not like Luca Magnotta kitty.
It's like,
like
don't flick your tongue about like eating it. What the fuck?
animals.
Oh my god.
Wait, why don't I remember in what movie?
Saltburn, when
Saltburn.
like she goes and sits outside of his window and she's like in a white
Oh yeah.
dress.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, how could I forget about that scene? Yeah. I was so caught up in like the gay romance that I
Forgot
that
the
was good.
straight part.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
It's true,
That
but
was
not.
hot, though. That was a hot.
Yeah,
I'm glad they
come on.
included
That I didn't
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah.
Okay. What else to test them? I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, I went and I watched like the trailer for A Woman Under the Influence again and saw the most hilarious YouTube comment ever that said, "This movie made me divorce my wife," which I thought was pretty amazing. I don't know if like personally, but like yeah, any like sort of like mental health kind of like deteriorating mental health movie is like yeah, definitely one.
Yeah, see if they relate to that.
Yeah. Be like, oh, same. Or
You go, oh, babe, you should be medicated.
which is like this leads good into like our next one, I think, unless you guys have anything more to speak on.
No, I don't.
Good, yeah.
Okay, what to not show right away?
Okay. Anything on my letterbox? Just kidding. To not show right away. Oh my god. Okay, so I was thinking about like a date that I had. It wasn't our first date, but it wasn't like we were dating. And we watched Skinamarink. He was so horny, by the way. So like he made it through Skinamarink, and then I think like 1 or 2 more movies, and I was like,
Damn.
okay, I'll let him hit. But like I was, he hated every moment of Skinamarink. He was like, what are we doing? And sorry to like say, also Alberta content, and he's like doing a new movie in Calgary soon. I think you sent to the chat, so very exciting. I forget what his name is, but I'm a big fan. Kyle Ball, I loved it. Like, not to be like edgy, I like genuinely loved Skinamarink. So
Can
I don't
Leah be
regret
an
it,
extra in your?
can I please be?
YYC?
Please hit me up. I'll just watch. You don't.
We
even
know
have
you're gonna see this.
Yeah, I'm your biggest Alberta fan, or maybe of all time, and I'm available in Calgary whenever. Let me know. So yeah, I just think that was like a poor choice, but it is slow burn, so, and it is scary. So is it a bad choice? Like if they're bored, oh no, like
Yeah, it's
maybe
kind of
it's not a bad choice,
yeah,
but
it's hitting all the buttons for being horror and kind of you can be distracted.
you can be distracted. Actually, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I guess I would say nothing too corrupt. Like I've shown people gasping away first date. Why did I do that? I just test people right off the bat, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I do, unfortunately.
Irreversible. Oh my god, I just remembered. Okay, wait, sorry. Before we move on, I showed a guy again. I don't think it was our first date, but it was early in. I showed him Irreversible. I guess that would be like a testing movie too. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's a Gaspar Noé movie where he has Vincent Cassel and Monica Bellucci when they were married, in love, and there's like 10-minute like one take sexual assault scene in it that is very, very hard to watch, and the whole movie is just about his like vengeance because someone did that to his wife. And we were like lied on the bed, like on our stomachs, like watching it like on his laptop in his bed. I don't know why I did that.
Just rolled off the bed.
Just rolled off the bed. Like, this will get him in the mood.
Your feet while watching it.
Literally, why did I? Yeah. Anyways, some lessons to learn from me.
The ones I chose for not to show right away are just kind of like boring and depresso and just like kind of sad.
Yeah, true.
Like
sad.
Like melancholia. It's just like it's just no.
Right.
And then like I chose this really cheesy movie that like most people would probably see and be like, oh, this is perfect for a first date, and it's called Meet Cute. And it's with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
And it's basically a movie about this chick who like figures out a way to like go back in time, and she like relives the same day that she meets her boyfriend over and over. But then like he starts to like have these residual feelings, and then like even though, you know, it's supposed to be a clean slate, like he just starts to not like her, and I'm like, fuck, I feel like this would make any guy break up with any chick.
You just gave me a genius idea though. You could ask, okay, if you're on a date with a girl, you can ask her who her like celeb crushes are, and then be like,
is Pete Davidson making you think of
like
this?
Pete David? Yeah, well, yeah, but I was like, what
red flag.
Who do girls think is
Instant
hot?
Red flag.
And then you can go from there. Like, just like, oh, you like this actor? Like, that's a great tactic, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I watched The Lighthouse recently with Jasper. Had never seen it, and I was like,
which one is Jasper attracted to?
Edward Cullen.
I knew this.
See, for me, it's Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Whoa. Here we are again. Whoa.
Here we are.
Yeah, I also chose like Eternal Sunshine because it's just and like Blue Valentine.
Valentine.
Charlie Kaufman mentioned twice on this one.
Yeah,
Dreams
and like
and
Elephant
Suicides.
because it's like, oh, this looks like it's gonna be like a cute movie about
What are you
like
talking about?
you know, like about like
right.
love and like, you know, and then it's
What
like,
are you-
oh fuck, like this is actually because
Oh, wait. Did you say Elephant Man?
no, just
Elephant.
Elephant.
Isn't that the one about Columbine?
It's literally about, but
Yeah, it's about
I
Columbine.
know, but you don't know that at the start.
I guess.
It looks like it's gonna be like just this.
I was
cute,
like, that's
like,
a crazy
romantic
fucking
movie.
pick.
Okay,
That's-
whatever.
Once again, if
does it not show right away?
okay.
How is that?
Yeah,
a
right,
crazy
Yeah, no, it's
right.
perfect then. It's
Its own
perfect. Yeah, it's
category.
perfect.
Again,
It's
if
perfect.
Shannon put that on versus if Mark put that on, two different scenarios.
Yeah, exactly. It's a red flag
It's
when
a really
I do
good
it.
movie.
It is a really good movie, but not to show right away.
Have you guys? Sorry, this is getting distracted. But have you guys seen We Need to Talk About Kevin?
I have not.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, it's not funny, but for viewers at home, you should watch it on a date. Just kidding.
Same with this one, Lars and the Real Girl. That's the last one I wrote.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's literally about Ryan Gosling and a sex doll.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Gosling movies.
Me and my mom
a great
watched that
category.
together.
Perfect one to watch with mommy,
We thought
dearest.
it was funny. We thought it was funny.
If you are trying to passive aggressively break up with someone and avoid the conflict.
Oh, we're doing it right now?
No.
just-
I'm just letting the viewers know that this is the
I thought we were
question
gonna edit that whole
that
thing
we're
out.
chewing on.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna keep it in. Maybe we will edit it out.
Yeah, whatever.
Either
we'll
way.
See, we'll see how conversational and
Either way.
that
Either
feels.
way. I feel like we all got our what not to show right away.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. But all of your picks are what
So
not
we all-
every
moving on.
single one of
Yeah.
your picks
I know,
is what
so I
not to show
clearly
right away.
picked a more heinous movie.
Okay.
Somehow.
But so I had my ex. We watched Perfect Blue together with Mary,
Oh yeah.
and I just didn't know what it was about. Everyone was like, we were just getting into anime again, like, oh, let's watch
Right.
this anime. Satoshi Kon. Most of his movies are quite wholesome-ish,
right.
and I was like, sure, let's watch it. It's very highly recommended. All my friends recommended
Yeah,
it to me.
it is good.
And yeah, it was just like the worst movie to watch with someone who has trauma.
Yeah.
Because it just has a very graphic, realistic SA scenes, and it's just about like a creepy stalker, and it's gross, and it's a beautiful movie. I really liked it, but I remember that was the first time I showed someone a movie, and they were like, I really fucking resent you for showing me this movie.
Yeah, I guess one thing you could do
opposite effect
is
of what we're trying to get.
Google if
exactly.
back to what we
It
were
was a
saying
bad
before, like Google if there's any sexual assault in the movie, because if you both haven't seen a movie and you're just both going in blind, that would be something to like look up, because obviously you would know it if you had already seen it, but if you haven't and you're just taking a chance, be careful what kind of chances you're taking.
I've lived and I've learned, and now I Google it.
Now we Google.
So that's kind of a good segue into like a kind of side note, and I mean this isn't a whole category to go off about, but I think we should talk about like our worst movie theater date experience. What movie was it? Why was it the worst?
It was Batman. What was the one with Christian Bale and Tom Hardy again? That one.
The third one.
We
Yeah,
both
Bane.
left the theater. We were far into our relationship and so comfortable to just leave the theater, which is kind of like we bonded over that. And also, I'm sorry to the people at home that I'm offending with this. I know that it's like a controversial take. I was just so bored. And I, for context, love Christian Bale and Tom Hardy. But I just was like, what? Like, the whole movie, I was just like, it was painful for me. That's the one that's coming to mind. But I'm sure that some of my partners... Okay, the like day before I broke up with somebody once, we watched Titan, which, if you guys don't know, it's like a body horror. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. And I could tell he was like really, he didn't want to be in there, but I was like loving it. I was like, yeah. So I don't know really what my point, because I had a great time, but yeah, those are the only ones that are coming to mind. What about you guys?
The worst movie theater date I ever went to was like a shitty, scary movie called The Woman in Black, and it was featuring Daniel Radcliffe, like Harry Potter himself, and it was like very closely in time, I believe, with like the last Harry Potter movies. So I went to the last Harry Potter movies with this same boyfriend, went to The Woman in Black. I like had a panic attack while I was there and just was thinking about Harry Potter the whole time. I was like, oh, he's just gonna cast a spell. He's not, like, it's fine. Like, and it was the movie itself, like, he's like wearing a cloak and shit too. So I was just like, this is way too similar, way too soon. Huge waste of money, huge waste of time. I was just like, I should have never done this.
Yeah. Also, okay. One thing I would say is, first dates, don't go to the theater. Don't do that. Movies are cute for a first date if you're at home and you get to talk, but not being able to talk in a theater, it's like, are you getting to know each other? That's so awkward. Like, I guess you could like go for drinks after the movie, but I would say like, yeah, the second, third, fourth date we can go to a theater, but like not the first one.
Agreed. Hard agree. I did that when I was like 13 and almost got kicked out of a movie.
Oh.
That was my first date I've ever went on, was at a movie. And that's maybe my worst one because it was a shit movie.
Oh no.
Went to Book of Eli, like the dystopian movie about the guy with the Bible and they're all chasing him for the Bible. And it was a bad movie because I called the ending the moment the movie started.
Oh yeah.
And so I yelled it out in the theaters. I was like, that book's in Braille. Only he can read it. And I'm sorry for spoiling this shit movie for you guys. Don't watch it. But I remember like it worked out, the date, I guess, because I dated that person for a couple years, but it was just a shit movie. I guess my other bad movie theater date experience was I went to see Ex Machina in movie theaters.
What?
And
I think that'd be a good date.
It was a good date, but I passed out in the movie theater.
Oh.
I
Like,
fainted.
you
I fainted.
I
I
if you fell asleep during that, I lost
fainted.
respect for you.
I remember like I had just started getting
Fainted is
squeamish.
huge aura, good aura for a date.
Out of everything you talk about, this is the thing that makes you squeamish. Machines.
No,
Wait,
there's a scene where he cuts himself open with a razor blade, and it goes on for so long, and I had just randomly started getting squeamish in my life. Like it just like a switch flipped on me, and all of a sudden I was squeamish and couldn't handle gore.
Oh no!
And it was like I remember being like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and then I fell over
in the theater, like in the dark,
in the theater.
on the
I really
stairs?
liked the movie. No, I didn't even make it to the stairs, so I just fell over and.
So
I think I fell
how
into
did
a
it?
chair.
Did you immediately wake up, or was it like you were out for a bit?
No, yeah, no.
Did your partner have to like, or your date?
It was
to
like instant.
carry
I have
you?
fainted way worse than that
Oh.
before. That was like a very mild one. But I remember just being like, it was a good movie and I liked it and we both enjoyed it. But I remember being like deeply embarrassed. That
Yeah,
I, like,
that is kind of
fainted
embarrassing.
in a movie theater. Yeah.
I'd be like,
Best movie theater date movie for me was Spring Breakers. That was fucking lit to go to.
We got some early A24 here.
It was really, really a vibe.
That sounds like it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, best date movies in a theater. I'm trying to think. I went to, what's that fucking Irish movie about where they're like the friends?
oh,
The Banshees of Inisherin.
that's what Beck said. One of her favorite movies was today. I was like, that's actually kind of a good one.
It was a good date movie, and it was good because we brought 2 cases of beer into the movie theater and got hammered while watching it, and we were making fun of the movie the whole time. Even though afterwards I was like, we were making fun of it, kind of calling it shitty, but that movie was actually really good and really beautiful. It was extremely beautiful. Yeah,
was
and just
pretty.
getting in the Irish mood.
You have to get in
by
the
drinking
mood.
a bunch of lager
In the theater.
And
And it was really fun. I
love
had a really good time on that one.
Barry Keoghan, guess what I'm about to say? I love a little freak in the movie.
Yeah, I love a little freak.
Or Keoghan.
He's always plays a little freak.
Yeah, that was great. And Colin Farrell is amazing.
Excellent.
And
Whatever that other guy's name is. In Bruges Man. I forget his
right.
name.
Yeah.
Something Gleason.
I don't know if it's like romantic for a date, but
It was fun though.
it could be a fun experience. Okay, I think an important point here is to have fun.
It's all in the
not
name
be
of
so
fun.
corrupt like us.
Yeah, it seems like our general thread is that watching a romantic movie on a date is almost like a worse idea. Like you just want to have fun. You want
Turn off.
Also, just like I get too serious. Like I get way like something to get me going is to talk about movies and like directors and stuff, and then I'll be like, "Oh, you haven't seen this of his," and then I have to show you, which like is a good way to get a date with me if you're like fishing. But then I end up showing them like Harmony Korine movies and shit that like it's not really quite the vibe. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend my methods. I'm just being honest here.
On another note, guilty pleasure rom-com.
Right.
3, 2, 1. Mark, go.
50 First Dates, Adam Sandler.
Nice.
It's just like, I don't know, everyone's seen this movie, so I guess maybe it's not the greatest thing to bring on a date, but it's just like, I don't watch a lot of rom-coms. I just think that one, as far as an Adam Sandler movie goes, extremely heartfelt and pretty funny, and just a tiny bit creepy, which I think needs to have a tiny bit of creepiness. But yeah, I really like that movie. I think Stone Cold classic.
Stone Cold classic.
I'm like panic searching rom-coms because I don't have any that come to mind. I don't like rom-coms, but I'm sure there's one that is both comedic and romantic that I like in the world. Can you go?
I'll
I
go.
need to buy me some time here.
Okay, so mine is Just Married. I don't know if y'all have seen that
I've
movie.
never seen that.
Oh my god, Ashton Kutcher, Brittany Murphy, rest in peace.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a classic. It's so fucking funny, man. They like are just married. They go on this trip. She throws an ashtray at his head. It's a funny movie. If I had to pick, that would be the one I'd choose, is Just Married.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Leah's too dark. Leah's too...
Yeah.
She's beyond this.
Another movie that I think is funny is, and it's only kind of like, I guess it's a rom-com, is I like Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like a funny movie. I don't know. That's like as far as my
Kinda funny
rom-coms
and
go.
cute.
Like I don't really dive deep on rom-coms. I don't really give a shit about them. So those are
They
mine.
just exist.
They
But
just exist.
we
Yeah, and
do-
sometimes they're funny and that's about it.
everyone, between the three of us, we have a secret Magic Mike fan. Can you guess, between the three of us, which one loves it, which one hasn't seen it, and which one has seen it but is indifferent?
Yeah, the answer will surprise you.
The answer will surprise you.
Are you waiting for their answer?
Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to shout out at us. Who is it?
Type in the comments.
Type in the
now.
comments now.
Do I have to say it? It's me. I like Magic Mike. It's I love Magic Mike. I was gonna pick it for, I don't know, one of these categories, but it's funny as fuck. It's also got the most accurate depiction of drug use I've ever seen in a movie.
And that's saying a lot.
Says a lot. You can tell Channing Tatum, one, was a stripper and has done GHB and MDMA. You can tell when you watch that movie. You go, he's done it. He wrote this movie. He did it perfectly. And it's just really funny. And yeah, I don't know. It's nice to look at some hunks. I don't know.
Oh, The Shape of Water. It's silly and romantic.
Never seen it.
She actually... Okay, this isn't really giving it away. She falls in love with like an amphibian. So it is freaky, but it's like wholesome somehow. It's like they're just pure. Their romance is pure. He can't speak, which is a big plus when it's a man. And
would have to hard
her
agree.
pH levels are probably a little bit fucked. But you don't have to think about that because it's surrealist. I don't know why that came to my mind.
That's twisted.
That's the closest I got, I think.
That's good. I like that one.
On that note, Netflix and chill.
Okay.
I think we all probably got a good one.
Okay, so there's a couple ways you can go about this. Slow burn is a good way to go because, yeah, do you want it to be serious? Do you want it to be, you have to pay attention to everything, don't miss any details, like, because I'll definitely get like that, like accidentally. I'll be like, no, you have to pay attention to the dialogue. There's like an important thing right here, and it's like, it's not what we're doing here. So, like a One-Core Y movie. Did I say that right? I don't know.
We haven't said that yet.
In the Mood for Love or Fallen Angels or
that
something.
one. Someone suggested that movie to us.
Oh yeah,
as
shout
well.
out whoever suggested that.
Isn't that movie about cheating?
Oh.
In the Mood for Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like.
So what if that was the one that you chose for like, oh, I'm gonna covertly break up, you know?
Oh.
What if that's the one you chose?
Yeah, I could totally send a relationship over the edge because it's like so like kind of.
It's soft.
Yeah, it kind of gets you in your feelings. But what I like about it is that it's aesthetically pleasing and kind of the pacing of it and the like lullingness of it you can kind of just get distracted. I heard someone told me that Stalker is a good one because it's really just, I don't know if it's romantic in any way, but
He's got a wife.
It has crazy lore. It has crazy lore, and you can tell your date about the lore while you're watching the movie and impress them. And it's a cool film, but yeah, it's like the pacing is like so slow, so you can kind of like get to business if you don't feel like finishing it, and you can have another date to finish it.
That's literally how I watched it. It took me 2 to 3
2 to
days to watch
Yeah.
Stalker.
Movies like that, or I think a little bit of violence is good. if I can say that, not like be careful about the violence, but what about like some mob movies? I think that's kind of
Drive.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Accessible.
Yeah.
Pick something the boys want to watch.
Yeah, it's a good like meeting halfway point.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like I said, horror and like, yeah, I feel like those are kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just fucked up though. A little bit of action, like a little bit of like like adrenaline and some like just, you know, just a stimulating movie can be good, or a very understimulating movie depending on what mood you're in.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree with that.
My go-to for Netflix and chill is animated movies. My number one pick is How to Train Your Dragon, and I said it before in our chat that it's because you don't have to watch this movie. The synopsis is in the title. You can be making out the whole movie, and you can still tell people that you saw this movie because it's about training a dragon.
At any point in time, you look over at the screen, you're like, oh yeah, they're training.
Yeah, there's the dragon.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and like the
okay, I guess in this situation, if I may, I have to be so attracted to them, whoever's showing it to me. Like, I have to be like, I don't give a fuck what they put on. Like, yeah, I'll watch How to Train the Dragon. I'll train your dragon.
No,
like,
exactly.
But if it's already like, and you put on How to Train Your Dragon, like, sorry.
There will be nothing toothless about that blowjob you get. After, you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
I've seen this movie.
Oh shit! He went there with the BJ comment.
Okay, yeah.
It's funny though
that's an
because
interesting one, Mark. Okay.
my partner and I watched Toy Story, all of them, and then we started dating after Toy Story. And I mean, we both like good movies, but we just did that, you know? Like sometimes it just happens accidentally.
I feel like sometimes for me, like if you're planning on like this is supposed to be for hooking up, I don't want something that's like going to make me think. I don't want anyone to be thinking because then you start talking about the movie and then it's like now we're watching a movie. We're having a movie viewing experience. So put on something mindless. Like also another one that I watched recently, I really liked Megamind. Was a good one. It's like a children's movie about cucking and it's like it's funny. Yeah, and it was just like it was good. You could just listen to what they're saying and not watch shit and you still get what the movie's about and I don't know, make out the whole time.
Come and See.
Yeah, that's the most romantic movie.
Sallow. Just kidding. Both of those were just kidding. I was just kidding.
I feel like so many of our answers were actually super hetero. So we should have done like a whole ass queer section.
I don't know. I feel like, okay. Vampirism is queer coded.
It's true.
Horror can be, body horror is definitely gay. Mm. But yeah, well, okay.
With a capital G.
If we're trying to, if we're trying to have like
very, just
very gay.
I didn't think of
undeniably gay.
I really don't have that many girls over.
Some gay movies.
So, if you guys ever, if anybody wants to watch a movie sometime, I'll show you. I have no more movies on my list. I'll show you It Follows.
That's a good one.
I don't know if it's actually gay.
No, I don't think so.
What is a queer baiting like romantic movie that? Okay, wait.
High art.
I have one. Annihilation. Annihilation is a good movie. It's like all girl bosses. There is some queer baitiness about it. Like, oh no, they're stranded in the shimmer, and two of them look pretty butch. Like, I'm just saying, like, oh my god, like, you don't know if you're even going to survive. Yeah, you this might be the only sex you'll ever have. And it's an amazing movie. It's not like traumatizing, I don't think. It's sci-fi, but not in a man way, like in a like Star Trek way. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but like, you know, you guys know what I mean. You're not going to scare the hose away. And I haven't said it yet, so that's my nomination.
I feel like a lot of mine would be just like about like drug addiction and stuff. Most of the ones that I'm seeing like on my list are like, yeah, about like lesbian drug addicts. So like High Art, Nowhere, and Totally Fucked Up. That's like
I've never seen any of these movies.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Greg
That might be cool.
Send
me those.
Yeah. Gus Van Sant.
Right.
Oh, that's the second one you mentioned from him, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's the third because I also talked about Drugstore Cowboy.
Oh,
I like
Cowboy's
that one.
Him too. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a lot of his stuff.
Wow.
I guess like for as far as like queer coded movies that I think are good to watch is like John Waters movies.
Oh yeah.
I think that like Polyester is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. Female Trouble is also like fucking hilarious.
That's a good rec. Yeah.
And then also his movies can test you. You can watch Pink Flamingos and see how they are with eating human feces and fucking a chicken to death on screen. You can see how they feel about that. But John Waters movies,
points.
Yeah, you'll have a lot to talk about after. But they're just really funny. I think John Waters was the first person to be funny. I don't know.
Yeah, those are some good mentions.
So many like sapphic movies are so depressed. Like Blue is the Warmest Color. Like, do not watch that on the date. If you're about to break up, yeah, that's the category.
Right.
Love Lies Bleeding was kind of sick. It was kind of hot. Yeah, I'm definitely just Googling stuff now, but yeah. I'll make a letterbox list. But yeah, Carol, like all these are so sad. Why are lesbians so sad? Go with like, yeah. Like a John Waters, like that type of gay movie. Don't look up for girls. Okay.
I have this story of like this is like the weirdest movie experience I've ever had, and I was watching a movie that I really liked. This is the first time I'd seen it, but I got head while watching Memento, and I remember like not really paying attention to the head and being like, watching the movie. And then at the end being like, oh, shit. And then she was like, what? She wasn't watching it at all. And I was like, and I was way more into the movie.
It would have been funny if
and
she
it was like
actually
such a
got it.
confusing fucking movie. And I was like, this was the worst combination of things to do.
This
was the worst two combinations of things. But that was my weirdest.
I've literally caught myself looking at the movie while freaking. So
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. I didn't even care what was
see?
happening. And I was just like,
I care.
This movie, I was like,
I don't fall asleep during movies either.
Oh,
like,
I'm
I
a big movie sleeper.
I have to see the end. I have to see it. I'll be like, but I need to make it to the end, or I'll like maybe nap and pause it and come back to it. But I'm not gonna just put a movie on to fall asleep. So that's not happening. And frankly, it pisses me off when my dates do that. No more coming to my house and falling asleep.
Yep.
I'm gonna start doing weird stuff to you guys to wake you up.
Or leaving you on the couch with some weird shit playing and then
Oh
leaving
yeah.
the room.
I totally just leave them on the couch too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even scoop you up. Nope, we're not doing that. You get no pussy tonight.
You did not pass the test.
Yeah, exactly. The test is, can you stay awake through 3 long, strenuous movies?
I'm the same way though, because I like to watch weird shit, but then I get too uncomfy and I get too sad or I get too weird. So I need a palate cleanser. I literally have to watch a palate cleanser movie after I watch something that upsets me.
I really recommend.
But I always watch upsetting shit.
Say you're into your relationship and it's not necessarily a Netflix and chill, but if that happens, whatever. But you actually want to get through some movies together. Having a lighthearted one that you watch after the scary or heavy one is important, because then you're both just going to bed after being ugh.
Yeah. Do you have a pick for that, for a palate cleanser?
I go to TV shows. I end up putting on Seinfeld or something.
I put on Nathan for You.
Oh my
that's
God,
my
that's
palate
so
cleanse.
good.
We'll watch Nathan for You, and it's just oh, okay, yeah, now I forgot about the really fucked up thing we just
watched.
Mine's
Lost in Translation or something like that. That's just very scenic, and pretty and quiet. Yeah, but
a little bit of slow slice of life type stuff, and you can just kind of absorb the aesthetic, and that's a movie I'd fall asleep to.
Absolutely.
Or
that's a nice falling asleep movie.
I also didn't talk about The Dead Don't Die. It's a zombie apocalypse movie, but it's funny because it's Jarmusch. It's Jarmusch, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's something I would say is safe and good, but you don't have to finish it, and you don't need to palate cleanse after it either. Check it out. Did we get through all the ones that people submitted? What were the other ones?
Just 2 more. Phantom Thread and
Phantom Thread. I can't really remember. Isn't it a little queer coded?
I haven't seen it. That's the only Daniel Day-Lewis movie I've never seen.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie, but
I'm pretty sure that's Daniel Day-Lewis, right? He's I don't even know what the fuck's it about. Is he a tailor?
Yeah, a dress tailor. This person really went off in our DMs about how this would be their perfect date movie.
Isn't it? Yeah, I mean, that's valid. All your guys' suggestions were valid, but isn't it it's one of those romances where they get married, but it's actually a gay guy, and she loves him, but he's just marrying her so that he can have a wife, and they're just a power couple. Unless I'm thinking of a different movie. Or if that's romantic too, it's romantic because that's love. You love that person because you're not freaking probably, or you're probably not liking it. So I don't know, but I might just be talking about my ass because I can't really remember it too well. And then The Menu, I actually agree with. I think it's very accessible, to the broad audience. Everyone seems to like it. I was surprised that I liked it that much. I think just because everyone was talking about it, I was okay, I'll get to it.
I thought that movie was going to be so overhyped, and then I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah. Plus, it's just I think everyone can just like looking at Anya Taylor-Joy's weird little fish eyes.
I actually
I just
find her,
I like being her a main character.
Annoying to look at sometimes.
Yeah, really?
But she is a good actress, so
I like her freaky little face.
Something about fine dining and on a date too.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though their date, I know obviously, I guess some people haven't seen. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the dining experience, yeah, I think it fits the vibe of a date.
Yeah.
And then it gets crazy.
Solid picks.
Good job, guys. Thank you for yeah.
We love your input.
We love your input always. Always pull up in our DMs. And
except for you, Cinema Nerd. You can fuck off.
I don't know where you even came from though, because you don't even know any of us. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've covered a whole different spectrum of movies, and people can kind of take and pick what they please, but give us feedback on like how these went on your dates.
Yeah, I would love
and don't hold me criminally responsible if it didn't go well, or if I traumatized your date. But I think I have some pretty good disclaimers, and maybe I'll make a letterbox list before Valentine's Day drops.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
We might even make a page,
so
that we can have our own little picks there. But yeah, we also had some hot tips though, like research things if you want to watch them with someone. And
in conclusion,
like movies are a good way to connect with people that you're interested in, because it brings up lots of different ways to, nudge each other, talk about things, and just spend time generally. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks for spending some time with us. And